Retro Talk Tuesday. Let's get ready to talk. Hey, RetroManiacs. On this episode of Retro Talks, we're going to be talking about why are people passive aggressive and how to deal with these kind of individuals. The first thing we're going to do, let's look at the definition of what passive aggressive means and what is the difference between passive aggressive and aggressive. People can understand the difference between those two things and why some people will lean towards more passive aggressive and some people will lean more towards aggressive. What is passive aggressive behavior? When you express negative feelings indirectly instead of openly talking about them. Okay, what is aggressive behavior? Ready or likely to attack or confront, characterizes by resulting from aggression. He's very uncooperative and aggressive. Okay, in simple terms, a passive aggressive person will mostly likely throw shade at you, probably give you like the silent treatment, and they'll just act really weird around you when they're upset at you. An aggressive person will confront you, they'll probably yell at you, probably cuss at you, even try to fight you when they're upset at you. And those are like the real difference between being passive aggressive and aggressive. One is more direct, more is one indirect. Okay, let's get more into, so why are some people passive aggressive and what makes people passive aggressive in the first place? A lot of people who are passive aggressive, 9 times out of 10, grew up in a household where they weren't allowed to have a voice. So maybe when they would cry as a child, their parents would tell them, oh, stop crying, you're too big to cry. Big boys and big girls don't cry. Or maybe when they were a teenager, if they would tell their parents how they feel, their parents would tell them, oh, we don't talk about feelings in this house. You keep that to yourself. We don't talk about that kind of stuff. We don't go to therapy. Therapy is telling your business. Or their parents will just always very shady towards them as well. Their parents will like throw shade at them or say like mean little jabs at them growing up, and they learned that it's a learned behavior as well. So 9 times out of 10, a lot of these people learned that from childhood. This is something that they normally learned at home, how to be passive aggressive. If they were growing up and they also had a sibling that would bully them, and every time they would try to stand up to that sibling, the parents would tell them, oh, you can't do that, you can't do that. They weren't never allowed to like use their voice, stand up for themselves. They were always told to stay in a child's place. You can't talk, you do what you told. A lot of these people end up growing up to be very passive aggressive people because they don't know how to communicate properly and they don't know how to handle conflict like a mature adult. Instead, just sneak diss you, throw shade at you, throw little jabs at you. They will never outly tell you what they upset about, what is bothering them. They don't know how to express their feelings, and that's something that they learned at a young age, was to hold their feelings in. So where can you find these kind of people and how do you deal with them? These people can be family members, they can be friends, they can be neighbors, they can be co-workers, classmates, even people that you go to church with. Sometimes this can even be internet people. Passive aggressive people can be anyone and it can be anywhere. So learning to deal with these people can sometimes be very, very frustrating, and it can even make you want to react in aggression, because passive aggressive people have a way of really hitting people's nerves and pissing people off. But the thing about it, you're dealing with passive aggressive people, you don't want to be aggressive towards them, because them being so passive and you being aggressive, it will come off like you're attacking them. People will see you yelling and cussing at them, and they will see these people being quiet. So it will make it seem like you are the villain, they are the victim, even though they are really the villain and you are the victim in a situation. So what do? You have to learn how to deal with them. So I'm going to teach you how. When you are dealing with passive aggressive people, you want to be very calm, cool, and collected. Have a very level head. Don't take anything personal, because remember, they are projecting and they are deflecting a lot. A lot of times they feel some kind of way about you, but they cannot express how they really feel. So don't take it personally, because if somebody can't come to you as a mature adult and tell you what they have a problem with about you, that is not your problem. If you did and said something that rubbed them the wrong way, they should have came to you and talked to you about it, instead of sitting up there taking jabs at you every chance that they get. So don't take it personally. Remember, if you try to confront these people with aggression, a lot of times they will deflect and say, oh, I don't have a problem with you. I don't have a problem with you. You're the one yelling at me. You don't want to have a problem with me. But a lot of times they like to twist things and make it seem like you're the one with the problem and it's not them. So you have to be very calm, cool, and collected when you're dealing with these kind of people. And honestly, the best way to deal with passive aggressive people is to not deal with them at all. Just cut them off, go no contact, stop speaking to them. If they want to be mean and nasty, that's on them. That has nothing to do with you. You continue to move on with your life, be happy and be free. What you don't want to do is chase after a passive aggressive person. Don't be texting them and calling them And every time you see them, you know, tapping on their shoulder, asking, "What's the problem? What's the problem?" Because a lot of times they like that stuff too. A lot of passive aggressive people, see, since they are afraid of confronting people, they want people to come to them. They want you to go to them. So if you go running to them, then they win. Don't go to them asking them what the problem. Let them come to you, because eventually some of these people actually will come to you and they will open up and tell you what the problem is. You don't have to run to them. Let them come to you. And if you have to deal with these people because you live with these people and you can't afford to move on your own, or maybe you go to school with these people and you have to work with these people like in class project, or maybe you sit by these people, or maybe these are people that you work with, co-workers that you have to work with every day, and it's just getting to the point where it's becoming unbearable to be around these people, but you have to be around people for a certain amount of time, then the next best step is to get a mediator. So if it's somebody at work, go tell a supervisor or HR to hold a meeting between you, them, and that person. If it's somebody at school, tell the teacher or the principal, you guys have a meeting between you and that person and them. And if it's somebody at home, try to get another family member, either that lives at home or a family member in general, to sit down and have a conversation. Let one person mediate between you two. Let that person speak, and the person will let you speak. We can get to the root of the problem, because a lot of times, if you get somebody else, you tell somebody else, that person might be more willing to talk about what is going on, because now you have told somebody else what's going on. They're not going to want to look back at both you and these people. So that's another way to get them to tell the truth, is by telling somebody else about what this person has been doing. And it's kind of going to force them to open up. They're going to have to speak about what is going on. So that's the best thing you can do, because if you go up to and confront them, they might take it as you attacking them. Even if you're being nice to them in a nice way, it might take it as an attack. You go tell somebody else and let that person mediate, they have no choice but to open up and say what's really going on. And if you have done all of these things and that person is still bothering you, at that point, the best thing to do is to continue to love yourself, continue to move forward. Just pray to God that this person will change their ways. Just be a better person one day. Because at the end of the day, somebody feel about you, it's not your problem, it's theirs. And if you guys ever dealt with a passive aggressive person, please comment down below. Let's share our story. And like I said, let's continue to be there for each other and just have this channel be a safe space. And if you guys have any other topics that you guys would like me to talk about in Retro Talks, please comment down below as well. Like I always say, stay true to yourself, stay blessed, be happy, be nice to people. And deuces, baby. Bow. Thanks for watching. Click this video next if you guys want to learn, why are girls the new mean girls?